Shop Japan.
Hi, I'm Caroline Pierce. Welcome to the Circle Glide workout. Today I'm going to show you how you can work out your total body with the Circle Glide exerciser. We'll start out with a calorie burning workout and then sculpt our way through a variety of power-packed exercises that will help you effectively tone your lower body and that all-important core. Now, before we get started, let's go over a few guidelines that will make your workout safer and more effective. First, make sure you start out slowly and progress sensibly. You don't have to overdo it to get great results. Take breaks whenever you need and gradually work up to doing the whole workout. Always work out at a level that is right for you and modify any movements that aren't appropriate. Realize that some exercises and progressions may not be suitable for you right away. Be patient and perfect the basic movements before moving on to the more advanced variations. Set up your Circle Glide exerciser according to the instructions in your owner's manual. Read all the warning labels and place it on a level surface with plenty of clearance around you. Attach a resistance band to the attachment points on the rail. Make sure that the band is secure in the guide at the end of the rail. Before you work out, always double check that your resistance bands are securely fastened to the attachment points on both sides of the rail and inspect the resistance bands for unusual wear or damage before each use. Always make any resistance band adjustments while standing on the floor. Do not adjust the resistance bands while standing on the Circle Glide foot platforms. When entering or exiting the Circle Glide exerciser, step slowly with one leg at a time into the centre of the foot platforms while holding onto the handlebar with both hands. When stepping into the Circle Glide exerciser, move slowly as the foot platforms do move when you are entering or exiting the machine. To exit, stop the movement of the foot platforms in the centre position, keep a firm grip on the handlebar and exit 1 foot at a time. Before beginning any exercise, center your foot on the foot platform. While performing the exercises on the Circle Glide, your feet may become uncentered on the Circle Glide foot platform. When this occurs, immediately stop the movement of the foot platforms in the center position and readjust your feet back to the center of the foot platform. Not having your feet centered on the foot platforms may result in a fall that could result in serious injury. Use slow and controlled movements during all exercises. Do not lean, push or pull the handlebars as this could make the Circle Glide exerciser unstable, which could result in injury. Maintain good, upright posture with your hands firmly gripping the handlebars. Keep both hands on the handlebars at all times while exercising. If you get tired or become unstable at any time while on the Circle Glide exerciser, you should immediately stop the movement of the foot platforms and step carefully off to the floor. Keep a towel handy to wipe perspiration off the handlebars and foot platforms because if they become slippery, you may lose your footing or slip and that could result in injury. Wear comfortable workout clothing that does not restrict your movement. You should always wear flexible athletic shoes to support and protect your feet. Do not perform the Circle Glide workout with bare feet or with socks or stockings only, as this can cause slippage of the feet on the foot platforms and result in injury. Finally, remember that the Circle Glide exerciser is not a toy. Children should not use this fitness equipment. Are you ready to work out? Let's get started. Every workout starts with a good warm-up. Make sure you have plenty of room to move and start out behind your Circle Glide exerciser with your feet about shoulder width apart. Let's familiarise our muscles with a couple of movements we're about to perform by doing them on the ground first. So let's start with a side-to-side lunge, lunging to the right and to the left for 1 repetition. Stretching out and warming up the inner thigh. Activating our quad muscles, our thigh muscles, ready for the movement on the Circle Glide exerciser. And now the plie, so turn your feet slightly out and lower your hips and raise them again for 1 repetition. Increasing the depth if you can so you really do get a good stretch through that inner thigh and maximal activation of your quadricep muscles. Okay, let's start by familiarising ourselves with the unique Circle Glide motion. When entering the Circle Glide exerciser, step slowly with 1 leg at a time onto the foot platforms while holding onto the handlebar with both hands. Move slowly as the foot platforms do move when you are entering the machine. To pivot the Circle Glide foot platform, simply pivot your hips. This dynamic motion will be used often in our workouts, so make sure you can easily pivot the foot platforms before beginning the workout. Come back to the side-to-side lateral glide and we're already doing the first exercise. So let's continue with that lateral glide for a couple more repetitions, really feeling the stretch in the inner thigh. And then moving into the lateral lunging glide, just as we did on the floor, bending the right leg to the left leg for 1 repetition. Increasing the range and leaning from one side to the other to get great inner thigh recruitment. Okay, and then from here, we'll move into that plie glide that we did on the floor. So we turn our foot platform slightly out, bend and lower the center of core, and back to the center again. Going for more depth if you can. Then for 1 more repetition, and back to the center. Next is the crisscross glide. So we're going to go in diagonal directions with the right leg lead and then the left leg lead. Right leg lead to the left leg lead. Keeping our toes slightly out to take the pressure off our calf muscles. Keeping the movement smooth and controlled. And feeling the inner thigh and the quadriceps working. Now the lunging crisscross. So again, bending the right then the left leg. Increasing the depth. Getting more quadricep movement and activation. And keeping the movement slow and controlled for this warm-up. Okay, 1 more. And now the parallel ski. As the name suggests, we're putting 1 foot in front of the other in a parallel position. And we're getting more glute activation here. And we're really starting to work through the whole range of muscles around the hip area. And from this, we can move into the lunging parallel ski. So again, bending the front leg, alternating sides. Keeping it smooth, going for maximal range, and feeling how a circle glide works. Okay, back to the center for the circle glide, the last of the warm-up exercises. Now, if your feet shoulder width apart, I want you to keep your core to the front and circle your legs round from a right lead to a left lead. Now, these circles can become larger to increase the range of motion as we work through the circle glide. Okay, so 1 more, and back to the center. That's the end of our warm-up. Now stay right where you are, and we'll move into our circle glide calorie burning workout. To start the circle glide calorie burn workout, make sure that your feet are centered on the foot platforms, and your hands are gripping the handlebars firmly. We're going to start with the lateral glide. So we're going to work for 16 repetitions of each movement. We're going to be building up the tempo now because this is a calorie burn workout. So knees are slightly unlocked and we're really pushing to the edge of that rail. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lateral lunging glide. So just as we did in the warm-up, we're going to lunge into the right and to the left to make up 1 repetition. Okay, so get more depth if you can. Right to the edge of the rail. Feel the inner thigh working. Feel the quadriceps, the thighs burning. And keep that movement smooth and continuous. Last 5 before we move into our next exercise. 2 more. Last 1. Now into that plie glide. Okay, there we go. So the toes are out. Going to the edge of the rail. Get more depth, so lower your hips further if you can before coming back to the center point. 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to the lateral glide. Okay, so the inner thighs are getting worked, the core staying strong. We're keeping that tempo high. Okay, into the crisscross glide now. Okay, so to the right lead, left lead, right lead, left lead. Okay, keep the tempo up. We're here to burn calories. Toes slightly pointed out. To take the pressure off the calf. Okay. Keep it smooth. So you'll feel that you're working around the hips now. The glutes are kicking in. We're working that bottom. Okay, last 2. Okay, lunging crisscross glide. Okay, so bending the front leg, straightening out the back leg. Keep it going. The more depth the better, because then you get more muscle tension and therefore more activation. I'm just going to center my left foot a little bit. If your feet become uncentered at any time, readjust them, but keep the movement going after that. Okay. Work the pace. And into the lateral glide transition. Should start to get a little bit warmer now. Bring your heart rate elevated. You notice that your shoulders are getting a good workout as well, so keep a strong grip on those handlebars. And the parallel ski. Okay, so as the name suggests, one leg in front of the other, toes slightly pointed out, and transition from a right to a left leg lead. Okay, so working around the hip area now, your bottom's working out more, your hamstrings, the back of your legs are now kicking in as well. So we're toning our entire lower body. Keep the core strong, core to the front. Okay, last couple of movements. And into the lunging parallel ski. Okay, so we're bending the front leg, keeping the back leg straight as before, but we're in a vertical plane of movement. There we go. Keep it up, keep smiling. Think of the calories you're burning and the toning that's going on in your lower body, not to mention your core. Last 4. Okay, before we move into the lateral glide transition. Okay, and lateral glide transition again, 16 repetitions. Remember, the knees aren't locked, they're slightly unlocked. You work into the edge of the rail, squeezing those inner thighs as you come back to the midpoint. Now into the median glide. Now it's like the parallel ski glide, but we're staying on one side. So we're starting with this right leg lead. Legs almost straight again, not locked. I can really now feel my glute, my bottom on the left side kicking in, and the hamstring on my right leg really working. Now left leg lead. Okay, keep the movement smooth, full range. Last 5. That's great. Now to the lunging medium glide, left leg lead. Bending the front leg, straightening the back. So we're going for depth here. The more depth you can get, the more activation in your quads, hamstrings and glutes that you'll get. In other words, the more you'll tone that lower body. And left leg. Keep the tempo up for the cardio, calorie burning effect. That's great. Last 5. And we can transition now from this parallel position, parallel ski, back to our lateral glide. So we're just working the hip area back to the starting position. Okay, so crisscross transition now. Okay, so slowly coming back to that lateral position. There we go. Toes out, movement smooth. Okay, lateral glide transition. Well done, that was a good spell. So you can see how we're working the entire lower body, from parallel to lateral positions, and now ultimately the circle glide, where we start to work the core more effectively. Now we've got a small range of motion to start with, so the feet are about shoulder width apart, and we're going from a right leg to a left leg lead. And you notice I'm trying to keep my core to the front, so keep the core strong, and everything moves around that strong core. Okay, firm grip as well, so your shoulders and the stability in your shoulders is improving. Okay, keep the tempo up, but controlled movements. Last 5. Okay, last 2, 1, and then into a large range of motion. So really push your feet to the edge of the rail, so your center of gravity is lowered, and your legs are working that little bit harder. Remember your tempo though, keep it up, but don't compromise your form. So the core's to the front. We're working these oblique muscles maximally now with this circle glide. Really push out. Core to the front, last 5. 3, and 2, nearly there, and 1. Now into the lateral glide transition. Now the next one coming up, the dual rotation, is going to work every element of your core, your legs, especially those inner and outer thighs, in one movement. So what you're going to do, you're going to lead with the right and you push out, round, in, turn, out, round, in, turn. So see what I mean? You're working the quads, the hamstrings, the inner thigh, the outer thigh, the glutes, the obliques. It's all working, keep it going. Should feel the benefits of this one already. Okay, it's smooth and it's controlled. Last 3 on this side. We're going to move into a left leg lead. Here we go, so lead with the left leg and round, out, round, in and turn, out, round, in and turn. I'm feeling my upper body too, as well as my core and my legs. Really feel the smoothness of the machine as well. So make the most of that to build up the tempo and maximize this last major exercise. Okay, keep it going, last 5. Really push out wide, draw in. Last 2. And back to the lateral glide transition, now we're working. Whew. 16 repetitions of this lateral glide transition before we finished our first set. Okay, so last 5 repetitions, we're nearly done. You're doing well, great job. Okay, let's stay with the lateral glide at an easy pace. And now listen carefully as I tell you how to progress your calorie burn workout properly. If you're a beginner, your calorie burn workout is complete with this 10-minute segment. If you're an intermediate level, repeat this calorie burn segment again for a total of 20 minutes. Advanced level, repeat this calorie burn segment twice more for a total of 30 minutes of amazing conditioning. You can perform these segments on your own, or you can follow along with me by clicking the back chapter button on your DVD player. When you've completed your calorie burn workout, stop the movement of the foot platforms in the center position and step carefully off to the floor. Continue to cool down for 5 minutes with easy aerobic movement. You can march in place or use any other low impact movement at an easy pace to slowly bring down your heart rate. When you're finished cooling down, get a quick drink of water and you can move on to the Circle Glide toning workout. If you're a beginner, stop at 8 to 10 repetitions and rest for a few seconds. As you progress to intermediate and advanced levels, you can keep adding reps until you can do the full set of 15. Now step carefully back onto the foot platforms, center your feet, firmly grip the handlebars, and let's get ready to start our toning workout. We're going to start with the lateral glide. So we're going to push very slowly and controlled to the edge of the rail. And we're always going to pause for 1 to 2 seconds at the end of that movement in order to create an isometric contraction where the muscles are not lengthening or shortening, but they're working or contracting in a fixed position. So just push out there before slowly coming back to the center. So right to the edge of the movement and then draw in. So controlled out and controlled in. We're slowing these movements down to get maximal muscle contraction. Okay, last 2 repetitions before we move in to our Plie Glide. So toes out, and we're going to lower the center and return to the middle. Again, pushing out for the isometric contraction at the end point of the movement. Now create as much depth as you can, so lower your center, lower your core towards the floor, so we get even greater inner thigh and quadricep recruitment. Slower the movements, the more you resist the bands, the more difficult and more effective this workout becomes. Last 5. Really think about the muscles you're using, those adductor muscles, those inner thigh muscles. For the last 3, 2, 1, and back to the center. And now into the parallel lunge. So we're going to lunge with the right leg and then the left. Alternating sides, slowly, getting maximal depth, so bend that leading leg, keeping the back leg straight, right to the edge of the glide, edge of the rail, hold and draw back. Keep it smooth, but keep the control, especially around your core. So you should now feel the quadriceps of the leading leg and the glute on the side of your bottom on the reverse leg. Okay, so control is key to maximize the toning benefits and to tone up your lower body effectively. Let's increase the depth a little bit more. So we're going to lower our core closer to the floor with each lunge. Okay. Nearly there. Keep breathing, last 4 repetitions. Okay, that's 2 to go. Toes slightly out again to take the pressure off your calf muscles. Okay, and into the circle glide. Feet shoulder width apart to start. And we're going to make slow, controlled circles, keeping your core to the front, firm grip on the handlebars, and you'll feel the muscles working from the inner thigh to the adductors, the outer hip, the glutes, the bottom, the core and the shoulder. So everything's working with this circle glide. And I want you to make the circles larger as you work through the repetitions. So push out to the edge of the rail. So again, we're getting that isometric contraction, that fixed muscle length, contraction through the hips as we circle glide. Okay, feel the oblique muscles working in the core. So really focus on every muscle that's working. Breathe correctly. Last 5. And 4. Right to the edge of the glider, to the edge of the rail. Nearly there, keep it going. 2. And after this last one, we'll move back into the lateral glide. There we go. That's the end of our first set. Again, listen carefully as I tell you how to progress your toning workout properly. If you're a beginner, finish here with 1 set. If you're an intermediate level, repeat this toning routine again for a 2nd set. Advanced level, repeat this a 3rd time for a total of 3 sets. You can perform these segments on your own, or you can follow along with me by clicking the back button on your DVD player. Let's stop the movement of the foot platforms in the center position and step off the circle glide carefully. I want you to take a few minutes to finish your workout with a cool down and some stretching. Cool down, just as you did earlier, for 5 to 10 minutes with easy aerobic movement. You can march in place or use any other low impact movement at an easy pace to slowly bring down your heart rate. When you're finished cooling down, you can refer to your owner's manual for a complete list of recommended stretches. That's it, you did a great job. You'll find yourself getting stronger and have more endurance when you stick with this program on a regular schedule. Remember, the Circle Glide workout should be just one part of your balanced fitness program of aerobic activity, healthy diet, muscle strength and toning, and stretching. Thanks for doing the workout with me today. I'll see you next time. Hi, I'm Caroline Pierce. Welcome to the Circle Glide Advanced Workout. After you've mastered all of the exercises in the basic Circle Glide workout, you can progress to the following advanced series of exercises that use the glide grips to help tone your upper body and core. Do not perform these exercises until you're at an advanced fitness level and have mastered all the basic Circle Glide exercises. You can add these advanced exercises to the end of your basic Circle Glide workouts or perform them on alternate workout days. If you're performing the advanced Circle Glide workout on alternate workout days, you'll need to follow the warm-up and cool-down segments from the basic Circle Glide routine and owner's manual. Now, before we get started, let's go over a few guidelines that will make your workout safer and more effective. First, make sure you start out slowly and progress sensibly. You don't have to overdo it to get great results. Take breaks whenever you need and gradually work up to doing the whole workout. Always work out at a level that is right for you and modify any movements that aren't appropriate. Realize that some exercises and progressions may not be suitable for you right away. Be patient and perfect the basic movements before moving on to the more advanced variations. Set up your Circle Glide exerciser according to the instructions in your owner's manual. Read all the warning labels and place it on a level surface with plenty of clearance around it. Before you start the advanced workout, you will need to first add the rail stopper to the bottom of the Circle Glide. Second, you'll need to remove the centre handlebar assembly and reattach the foam bumper and safety plug. And lastly, attach the glide grips to the foot platforms. Do all of these steps according to the instructions in your owner's manual. Begin with the light resistance band that came with your glide grips and progress to using the heavier bands that came with your Circle Glide for more challenge. Before you work out, always double check that your resistance bands are securely fastened to the attachment points on both sides of the rail and inspect the resistance bands for unusual wear or damage before each use. When entering or exiting into position for advanced exercises that use the glide grips, slowly place one hand at a time onto the glide grips. Move slowly as the Circle Glide grips do move when you are entering or exiting the machine. To exit, stop the movement in the centre position of the glide grips and exit one hand at a time. Use slow and controlled movements during all exercises. Maintain good posture during all advanced exercises with your hands firmly gripping the glide grips. Keep both hands on the glide grips at all times while exercising. If you get tired or become unstable at any time while on the Circle Glide exerciser, you should immediately stop the movement of the glide grips and move carefully off to the floor. Keep a towel handy to wipe perspiration off the glide grips, because if they become slippery, you may lose your grasp or slip, and that could result in injury. Wear comfortable workout clothing that does not restrict your movement. You should always wear flexible athletic shoes to support and protect your feet. Do not perform the Circle Glide advanced workout with bare feet or with socks or stockings only, as this can cause slippage of the feet on the floor and result in injury. Finally, remember that the Circle Glide exerciser, resistance bands and the glide grips are not toys. Children should not use these pieces of fitness equipment. Okay, let's get started. Every workout starts with a good warm-up. If you finish the Circle Glide basic workout, you can move right into this advanced workout. If you're doing this workout on one of your alternate days, I want you to take a few minutes to start your workout with proper warm-up. Perform the warm-up routine in your basic Circle Glide video or do easy aerobic movement for 5 to 10 minutes. You can march in place or use other low-impact movement at an easy pace. Pause your DVD now, and when you are finished, join me again right here. Now we'll move into our Circle Glide advanced workout. Double check that your glide grips are attached to the foot platforms according to the instructions in your owner's manual. Place one hand at a time on the glide grips and let's start out in a push-up position. You can perform this rotating push-up with your legs in a fully extended position or to modify a bent knee position to make it easier. The rotating push-up is our first exercise and we're going to work up to 15 repetitions, 8 if you're a beginner. So lower your chest and rotate up, lower your chest and rotate as you come up. So as you lower your chest to the floor, make sure you lower your hips as well, so you're not sticking your bottom out in the air. You should feel the work across your pectoral chest muscles, as well as through the shoulder and the tricep muscles at the back of the arm. Remember to breathe naturally and fully extend on the way up. Last 4 repetitions. Keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Now into our lateral arm press. Okay, so again, work up to 15 repetitions. We're going to glide to the edge of the platform, lowering the chest and the hips at the same time, keeping the arms strong, keeping the core strong as well. This really is working the whole upper body and the midsection. Arms are straight, firm grip on the handles. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, keep strong. Okay, now into the tricep push-up. So you're going to keep your elbows close to your body, lower your chest and your hips and extend up. keeping your elbows close to your body, you're focusing on the back of the arm, focusing on the tricep muscles. Okay. The lower you bring your chest to the floor, the more work that you're doing for your arms, and the harder the exercise will be. So more depth, the harder the workout. Last 5, 4, 3, last 2, push them out, and 1. Okay, I'm going to pause now to reposition the Circle Glide unit so that I can continue to face you. You can reposition yourself around the Circle Glide unit as well. I've now repositioned the Circle Glide so we can continue with the kneeling crunch. So sit back onto your heels, grab the glide grip and draw it towards your stomach. As you pull the grip and your hands towards your stomach, really squeeze in with your lower abs. Pull the whole length of the track so you get that final squeeze at the end of the movement. And we're reaching that very difficult to tone area of the lower abs. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, and relax. Okay, I'm going to pause now to reposition the Circle Glide unit again so that we can do the last exercise, which will be the sitting shoulder push. We've repositioned the Circle Glide unit, so we're ready to begin the last exercise, the sitting shoulder push. So put one hand at a time onto the grip handles, and with your arms bent to start, I want you to extend them to the far end of the rail and bring them back again. So extend, push at the far end of the movement, and bring back to the midline. The more slowly you do this exercise, the more you feel both the triceps and the lats working most effectively. We're working up to 15 repetitions, and we can control the movement on the way out and again on the way in, resisting the bands. Pause at the edge of the movement again for a little isometric contraction before drawing back in. Okay, last 5. Keep the movements controlled and slow. Okay, last 2 repetitions. Push it out. Nice job. That's the end of our Circle Glide advanced workout. Let's release the Circle Glide grips one hand at a time and move off the Circle Glide carefully. That's it. You did a great job. You'll find yourself getting stronger and building more endurance each time you do this advanced routine. Now, let's cool down with 5 to 10 minutes of easy aerobic movement. You can march in place or use any other low-impact movement at an easy pace to slowly bring down your heart rate. When you're finished cooling down, you can refer to your owner's manual for a complete list of recommended stretches. Thanks for doing the workout with me today. I'll see you next time.